you get it? Is it on?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Taking Over the World with Ed and Aaron. What's up, buddy?
What is up, good sir?
Same old, same old.
Hey, listen. So here's the question.
What's the question?
After last week,
Yes.
did anybody go home and find out they'd ever been attacked and almost broken into by a commercial saran wrap?
No. That didn't happen.
No. So I'm still the only one.
Yes. But I did get attacked this weekend at my house.
Did you have your samurai sword?
I did not. It was in the garage.
See?
I got attacked by a baseball bat that was on the floor that I didn't see.
Oh, like the old grass sniper, the old turf sniper?
Yep. Fell right into the treadmill. Backed into it.
Is that the most action the treadmill has seen lately?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not, but it's the most. So then I walk inside, right? And I walk inside and I'm doing something on Saturday, and I tell my kids, I'm like, hey, I just fell in the garage.
Yeah.
You could have sworn they were at a comedy festival.
They just started laughing at you?
Oh my God. They didn't even, they just couldn't control themselves.
Not like one like, hey, you okay? Or anything like that?
I think one of them said, are you okay? And the rest just laughed. Both of them just started busted off laughing because they thought it was funny because I do that. Like I fall. I'm clumsy. I'm clumsy as hell. Like it's funny. I told them, yeah, I'm so used to it, I don't even feel the pain anymore. I just get up and keep going.
I did have one of those recently. I was coming down from upstairs. We would go up, we put the kids down, we start the
Tell me you fell down the stairs.
We start the bedtime routine, Our oldest decides that, at bedtime, of course, he's had all day to do stuff after school, whatever, but that's when he wants to start his workouts, right? So I was like, bro, like, what are we doing? It's like 9 o'clock. Like, you can't do your pull-ups, your push-ups, and all your stuff right now, but he just wants to be up, like, so bad. Like,
right.
So anyways, Beckham's the easiest. So I think I was laying with him one night, whatever. Braxton went downstairs to get some water, whatever, and I'm coming around the corner. I have my phone. I'm kind of paying attention, not paying attention. Well, somebody, and the culprit has not been identified yet, but I have my suspicions on. I have my top two. I feel my foot at the top of the stairs, and I'm pretty sure-footed. Like I am not as clumsy when it comes to like. I mean, I have fallen in a rose bush. We've already talked about that, so I guess my track record is not great.
Right,
but,
we've talked about that.
But I'm pretty sure-footed, right? And I feel my right foot go, and like all in like it felt like 30 seconds. Like it's someone said, "Oh, this is not good. This is not good." And all I hear and feel is thump, 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 right? And I go down about 6 stairs. And I just,
that's gotta be great.
Oh, dude. So it's like, it's like when you're snowboarding or if you've ever been snowboarding, it's like, when you fall in that tailbone, like, that doesn't feel great.
No.
And
you didn't tell me about this, dude.
No. Yeah, stories just come to me like my life. I'm gonna write a book, right? So I hit this blanket. I look back because I'm like, I did not just fall, just to fall, right? Like there was either somebody tripped me, there was like an Oompa Loompa up there, like a sniper. Somebody is up there with a draw, like pulling that string. I don't just fall, okay? And as I look up, sure enough, there was one of like the soft, fuzzy blankets right at the top of the stairs. Why
just
we
right
left
on the floor?
Just why we left that there, I don't know.
For you to fall?
Partly my fault, I guess, because I was looking at my phone. I just didn't anticipate it being there, and like I said, just thump, 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 thump. And I come down 6, and as I'm sitting there, I can see Andy and Braxton looking at, and they just look at me. They're just like, huh? But no, like, real, are you okay? They were more just like, we don't see you fall a lot. Like, so I'm like,
that's all.
Like I think it was the same thing. Like, I don't think there was a lot of genuine concern. It was more of like, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. But
no, mine didn't even have that. Mine was just busted out and laugh. Like it was just laughter was the way to go.
You know what though? I've always been a fan of laughter. Laughter cures a lot of things.
It
you
does.
have to be able to willing to laugh at life events. You have to be willing to laugh at yourself. I feel like
I do it all the time.
It is what it is.
It is.
I'll tell you what's not funny.
What?
This weekend, I feel like the sun just was like, it was like, hey, we're winter. Here's a little spring. Rain and hail. Here's a little spring. Wind and cold, like, right? And then this weekend was just like, summer's like, I got you. Here I am, right? Like, I felt like it was like,
it was hot.
It was hot.
Right,
and we were on baseball fields, softball fields, going back and forth. And I'm just like, dude, I am gassed. Like, I felt like I got like a watch tan, stuff like that. So, like, bottom line, good weekend. But I'm like, damn, it's hot. We get home on Sunday, yesterday. And I'm thinking in my head, something's not right. And I'm thinking, and I know what it is, right? But I don't want to admit to myself what it is.
You're getting old.
But I know something's like that. We all know, right? But my wife goes, "Does it feel hot in here?" I'm like,
The AC
yes.
went out.
I'm like, "Yes, it does."
Oh.
She goes, why do you say it like that? Because I was like, you know what, son of a gun. I was like, yesterday, I felt like after a day on the field Saturday, I had 3 games on the field in the middle of the day, and I was like, dude, man, like I felt like, okay, maybe listen. I'm not in the greatest shape right now. You know, it's like, it's hot. Like, I'm just being a wimp, right? I took a cold shower. Like, maybe just my body temperature was like jacked up, right?
Right.
But I normally like sit around, like, I like long sleeve, like underarm, like dry fit shirts. I don't know. It just keeps me, it's like my comfort shirt. I was like sweating on the couch. I'm like, no, it's just my body. And then when she asked me Sunday, I was like, so I go outside. Sure enough, our air conditioner is not working for the downstairs. I'm flipping breakers. She's like, "Do you think that's gonna work?" I was like, "What happens when your computer stops working? You just turn it off and on. You reset it, right?" She goes,
That's everything. You unplug it, plug it back in.
she goes, "So you think turning the breakers on and off will work?" I'm like, "No, but I might as well try it, right?" But so our AC downstairs went out, which wasn't too bad.
Did you get somebody?
Well, I called him this morning
Or
already.
did you try
The
to
good
do it,
news
a
is,
handyman?
first of all, listen, I am 2 for 2 on my last handyman projects. But before
Yeah, well, it took you 19 hours to install
a dishwasher,
a dishwasher, but
3 for 3. First of all, the thing said adjustable thing in the front, and then as I get to the back, it says your model may not have the adjustable back feet in the front. So I had to take it back out and adjust the back feet.
Took
That
you
was on
19
them.
hours. So
That
that's
was
okay.
on them. That was on them.
You should have read that before.
19 hours to save like $30 probably.
Exactly, yeah.
So killer investment there.
Your ROI on that was great.
Listen, last
ROI is
time,
return on investment, by the way.
bingo. I'm going to turn it into a cap rate next. The last time one of my ACs went out, my contractor friend helped me replace the motor. So that was easy fix.
Right.
My pool pump just went out. My buddy who owns a pool company told me where to go. I took it apart, put it humming like a Ferrari back there.
So what are you going to do now? Put the
Well-
AC in the back of your truck and take it to go get fixed?
Yeah, man, I'm going to take it down to the swap meet and get myself a new one. I mean, I got it off of a corner, like a bulk trash day. No, the lucky thing was, this was the unit I just replaced last year. So I'm thinking it's got to be under warranty. So
Right.
Got to be. So
Oh,
that's
yeah,
my
1
hopeful.
year.
That's my hopeful thing.
Have you called them yet?
I called them this morning. They weren't open yet.
That sucks.
It wasn't. It's not great news. It's not great news.
Maybe it's a capacitor or something. Simple.
Is that like a DeLorean capacitor, like the flux capacitor of the DeLorean?
Yes.
Okay,
To get back in time.
very good. Very good then.
So you've had an adventurous weekend.
I feel like every weekend's kind of it's like
Well,
those old school choose your own adventure books. Like you just don't know which way it's gonna go.
Well, the thing is, you have so much going on all the time, right? So you baseball and softball. Try to sprinkle some work in there.
I try. It's kind of overrated.
Is it?
Work. I want to retire.
You want to retire?
Yeah, I want to retire and just like patrol the neighborhood in my golf cart. Go play some. Okay, I was asking.
No,
somebody
hold on,
this.
because
Okay.
my kids. See, everybody has an opinion of you, right?
Right.
It's just funny how everybody has a different opinion or an outlook on you. But I would say that probably 90 to 95% of the people that know me well would say that if I retire, I would die.
That was
They don't say anything else. Like, you know how a lot of people are like, "Oh, you and your spouse spend so much time that if she died, you're gonna die." They don't talk about that. They're all like, "If you stop coming to the office, you'll just die." Like even my brother says that to me. Like,
that was like my dad.
you're gonna die. Like you just have to keep going to the office. You can get sick. Anything could be wrong with you. It doesn't matter because you're at the office.
Yeah. That was like my dad. Always had to be doing something. Like we joke, we started rebuilding his old 64 Chevy like when I was 14. It was supposed to be like my 16th birthday
64
present.
Chevy.
64 Chevy pickup. We
I
took
want
it
to
down
rebuild.
to the
I
bolts.
want to rebuild a '67 Dodge or Plymouth Duster.
Oh yeah, I'll have to share the pictures. We took that thing down. It's supposed to be my car for when I turned 16. I think the first time we ran it when I was like 35 or something. Right? So but we still have it. But we always joke.
You still have it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Even when my dad passed, we kept it. It's
Nice.
actually it's in my brother's garage right now.
Nice.
But yes, at some point I'll probably have to bring it out to Nevada. I think because I would imagine as my brother's like family grows, he's gonna need the garage space, and hopefully I won't need as much garage space. And I'll bring it.
Yeah, because your kids will go off to college and.
Yeah, garage space right now. We turned yesterday. These kids watch too much like YouTube and stuff, but they turned the garage into a wiffle ball complex
Okay.
with bases and tape and strike zones. So I had to sit in the garage and be the umpire for which is great because then at one point they put up the iPad to as this was going to be the go to New York to challenge because I always make fun of them like I'll have to go to New York and then I'll just like say something dumb. Right. But it was pretty funny, you know. Hey, listen, I was parked in my lawn chair in the garage watching them right next to the refrigerator. I grabbed a couple snacks out of there, grabbed a couple beers out of there. Like I was dialed. It's the best seat in the house. It was dialed. But your point is like with the truck we always joked is like it was something my dad I don't think ever wanted to finish. Like you know it's like going to work like right. Even when he retired from his job we had our business like he always had to be doing something. That's just how we worked. Me I'm like I love real estate and I was just talking to my coach. I really like what we're doing. You know I love it. I'm passionate about it. It's fun. Like I get excited about it. But if you said hey you can go to work every day or you can be fully retired and like go play golf and drive around in a golf cart all day. I'm okay with living that retired life, I think.
That's that ASU education.
It could be.
Just enjoying life. Like, it's a party. Life's a party.
It should be. It should be. It should be. Because, like, listen, we only get one run at this thing.
I know. But it's funny how everybody's wired a little different.
Wow. It is. But then you go to the wired, like you're wired. When we talked about it last week, you made a comment in the office. You're like, oh, man. I got something might go wrong with this deal. And, you know, it's like, I'm like, bro, you want something to go wrong with this deal. Like, right, like you're putting $10 million in commercial here, $1.5 million here. Like deals, I mean, like, shoot, I mean, we had like 4 or 5 escrows in place last week. And you're like, oh, what if something goes wrong? Like, bro, that is your, I think you wake up in the morning like, what problem will I solve today? But that just talks about how everyone's different, you know?
Oh.
What do we got?
Oh. Operation Key Influencer.
Ooh.
Operation
Let's break this down.
Yes.
So you have made a new life decision.
Yes.
Okay.
I've made a new life decision. Okay. So I watch a bunch of videos on TikTok about fighter jets, right? Blue Angels, the Thunderbirds,
and just landing, so you know,
when they're landing on a battleship and they go straight up, just all this cool stuff.
I think we are about to get some smoke on this because I'm gonna chime in and say our Air Force friends and some military pilots they're gonna probably make a claim that the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds are not like fighter jets.
Okay, whatever.
I'm just saying.
They're show people. That's fine. Whatever you want to call them. They're maybe retired fighter jets and now they're just for show. Who knows? Anyways. So I was researching, and I was like, they have to let civilians on these planes at some point.
Sure. It makes sense.
They have to. At some point, people are allowed on. And I'm reading through, and Thunderbirds really didn't have, which you have to talk to your buddies in the Air Force to find out, because that's your connect. So I'm reading through, and they don't have like a really specific, like, hey, we let these type of people in, or we let this in, or whatever. But the Blue Angels, on the other hand, they allow politicians, media members,
even strike two,
or key influencers.
Ooh, foul ball.
That's why we have. So you say there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance,
right?
So you're out to be
a key influencer,
okay?
So that I can get invited to fly inside of a Blue Angel. Now, everybody that knows me. Mm-hmm. Says I would pass out in there, and get really sick on there.
Okay.
And I'm calling BS to that. I think I'll be fine.
Everybody who knows me knows that I'm not getting in that plane.
So Brandon, my son, tells me when I tell him I got a great idea, and he's like, "Oh God,
here we go,
here we go again." And one of his great ideas, and I tell him this, and he's like, "That's not a really good idea." I'm like, well, I'm going to do it. That's my goal. That's my new goal in life. And he says, well, I don't mind doing something well enough to get invited to do it, just to know that I did, but I would never go on it. Like, I wouldn't want to. I'm like, why? I want to go on it. And then I tell him, can you imagine when you have kids, me be able to sit down and say, oh, that time that I flew up with the Blue Angels, it would be great. Be a great story to tell.
I would like to see you in a full flight suit with the helmet on.
That would be amazing.
I think that would be a great profile picture.
I think that would be.
It would be a great for the team's new Tinder team app that they're doing the speed dating on, right? So we have a team event speed dating to
Well,
build teams
you know that if I had a flight suit, that I would do our training this week that we're gonna do for real estate agents.
So
I do it in a flight
So
suit.
Real Estate 101
I
is
do
coming
that.
up this week, which is going to be an amazing event. Registrations have really picked up,
Oh,
and
they
we're
have?
excited to, teach what we know. But I guess it's not really like, hey, this is the way. Like you got to. It's like it's more of like the storytelling. What's got us to this point? How we can help? How we can give back to agents that are maybe because right now I was just talking about this. Like I think you have a lot of agents that are kind of like little lost puppy dogs, right?
Right.
Like they want to be in the industry. They could probably do good in the industry. They didn't get in because they're just weekend warrior type things. Or my friend has a house and I want to sell it like back in like 2020, 2021, right? It's like they got into it. Now all of a sudden they got this NAR thing and like they don't know what to do. Like because when I got into the industry with licensed side as a licensed agent, because I had been doing real estate before that, it's like holy mackerel. Houses just fly off the market. People overpay. That's all I ever knew.
Right.
Right. And now people are getting in like, oh man, this NAR loss, like this is all we know. And so to help try to people navigate that and really just kind of bring them down to reality is like, listen, relax. It's not the end of
It's
it.
not.
It's
It's
like,
not
come
the
on.
end of the world.
But to be able to give back and train them, I think it's going to be, a really, really cool event.
And
And, if
train-
you showed up in a flight suit, I think that's like, they have a keynote speaker who always has like a really cool entrance. I think if you came in like full flight suit, I think it
Well,
would set the
I
tone.
think I'd come in with the song from like the.
Like Top Gun.
Oh yeah, for sure. That would be for sure.
Okay. Okay. I'm okay with this.
So yeah,
like
I think that'd be pretty cool if we could do that.
Yeah.
But so that's in full effect. I say it's in full effect for me. I don't think it's full effect for the world, but it's still going to be my full effect.
All you have to do is become a key influencer.
That's it. Simple.
So what is like, hey, listen, when we start talking about transactions, deals, we have to have a plan, right? There's always like phase one, like, like getting them in to have a strategic plan of areas and criteria and lending requirements, this and that to set the tone for every like, so what is phase one of Operation Key Influencer? Do we have a phase one yet?
No. So we're in the planning.
Okay. So
We're in the
we're
planning
in
stages.
this. Okay.
We're in the planning stages.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in the planning stages. Like I took a picture Friday of us with our hats on, and I was like, the Ogre Network prospecting crew.
Yeah.
A lot of people liked it, so that's a start.
Okay.
So I want to see what kind of gets the juices flowing. We got to see what, maybe a video of me falling down the stairs.
I listen. If that's what you need, like I can provide you videos of that. I mean, I can provide you. It's always a shame. I wish like part of like these hilarious things that I find myself in, and like just dumb things that I find myself in. I do kind of wish I had more cameras like around my house. So like the one where I fell off the wall into the rose bush and like onto the ladder,
Right.
like that. If that would have been on film, it would have been.
Oh, it would have been hilarious
But
yesterday.
I'm also like, oh, okay, I don't need them to see.
Yesterday would have been hilarious, me falling
Yeah.
in the garage, or on Saturday.
And you always see like these ones on YouTube and stuff where they catch like the door cam catches somebody or something. Oh, they're so good.
That would have been hilarious. Me in the garage by myself. Because what happens is every time I fall, my first instinct is not to just jump up, right? But I fall, and my first instinct is to look around and see if anybody saw me.
Really?
Yeah. Because I don't want to look dumb in front of people. So I look around, and there was nobody in the garage. So I was like, all right, okay, I got this.
Oh, no. See, I'm jumping right back to my feet. Then I look around.
No, I want to look around first.
No, that's just more time on the ground.
Well, I ran myself over with a car, bud, so.
Whoa. Well, okay.
You don't know that story, do you?
Listen. The car you ran yourself over?
I wasn't.
We're talking like an RC car? Like I don't understand
no.
how this happens.
Okay. So, I'll tell you a story. So, it was Mercy's birthday.
Okay.
So, I decided, you know what? It's birthday. I'm going to make her breakfast in bed. Be nice
Put on
to
your
her.
flight suit.
Yeah. Yeah. Try. But no, that didn't work. So, anyways, I go to the store early in the morning. I come back and I'm parking the car. And I'm remembering, okay, all the groceries, everything I got to get out. In Florida, they used to have these stores. They still do, but not as many. They're called farm stores.
Okay.
which is like basically a drive-through grocery store.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like a farmer's market type thing.
No,
Okay.
it's like a convenience store, right? They have milk, eggs, bread.
And you just get a drive-through?
You just drive through. It has both sides, 2 drive-throughs. Farm stores are the best. Like everybody in South Florida that knows it, that uses them, loves them. Like when we go back to Florida, Miami, we always have to go through at least one farm store for something.
We had one of those at ASU, but it was called Jerry's Liquor.
Yeah. Okay. No, we don't.
But it was drive-through, and you could get liquor.
No, this wasn't liquor. This is like just necessities, right? For
Jerry's
for
liquor
college,
was
yeah, at
necessity.
ASU. There you go. I get it. So I was trying to make sure that I had everything I needed.
Okay.
And I got it, but I forgot to put the car in park. I put it in reverse.
Oh.
So when I get out of the car with the groceries, I see the car going back. Now, granted, it was in our yard. It could have just gone back and hit the fence and it would have been fine.
Okay.
Because it was going slow, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, at that moment, I come up with this brilliant idea that if I drop the groceries, I run past the car, I jump in the car, I can stop the car before it hits the fence.
Okay.
That didn't work like that.
It did not. Okay.
No. So I ran past the car. That was fine.
Okay.
I tried to get in the car,
Oh.
but I didn't anticipate the car was still going backwards while I was trying to get in this way.
Hence the reason we were trying to get in the car.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I fell under the car. And the door in the car scraped my entire back while I was on the ground.
So the tire didn't run you over?
No, the door scraped my back from my buttocks to my head. Like scraped the entire back. So then I get up, right?
And looked around to see if anybody saw you?
Before I got up, I looked around. Nobody was in the yard. I was like, all right, I'm safe.
Gosh.
So I moved the car back. I get up, and then,
So how did the car end up stopping?
It hit the fence.
Okay, so it was going to hit the fence. Okay.
It was going to hit the fence anyway.
So it hit the fence anyway, but now we've just been...
Yeah, now I'm
Okay.
completely scraped back.
Okay.
So I get the groceries, I go, and I guess the adrenaline was going while I was doing this. And I was like, okay, I'm okay. Then after a little while, while I was cooking breakfast, the adrenaline stopped.
Ooh.
And the pain set in. So I finally finished breakfast for her, and I'm taking her breakfast in bed. And you know how you walk when you have a sunburn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where you're like,
Yeah.
you can barely move? Well, that's the way I was taking breakfast in bed. So she wakes up, and she's like, what the hell happened to you? I'm like, here's your breakfast. Happy birthday. I ran myself over.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
So,
that's one for the ages. I thought what you were going to say, like, you ran to the back, like you were going to like try to like push
Oh,
and like
no,
hold
I
the
wasn't
car.
that dumb.
And I'm thinking like, okay, at what point do you realize the car's just going to continue to go backwards? Like at some point you're going to have to make a move.
yeah. So, yeah, I ran myself over.
Okay.
It happens to the best of us.
And on that note, we would like to remind you that we are very professional when it comes to real estate.
Yeah. I've never hurt myself doing real estate, but anything else is possible.
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah, I think that would qualify probably as the worst incident I've.
Do you like report that to your insurance? Like, hey, listen, I was hit by a car. And they're like, oh, wow, we should get all the details. We're like, okay, who was driving it? Well, nobody. Okay, well, how did that happen? Well, I let the sir, we cannot take this insurance claim.
I had a self-driving car before Tesla. So,
You beat Elon Musk to the self-driving car?
yeah, my car was going backwards by itself. Nobody was inside.
Wow. And it damn near took you out on its way.
No, it took me out. I was out of commission for a little while.
That's aggressive.
Yeah, that's what happens to me. Like those are the kind of things. That's why I think real estate is the safest thing for me to do.
How do you figure?
Because
You can't get run over by a car. I mean,
I still could get
Yeah,
run
that's
over
what
by
I'm
a car.
saying.
But it's not a physical a baseball game or a football game or something. I'm thinking those days are over.
okay, until you end up in a horror movie like we talked about last week, you know.
And you get chased by Scream or the Scream mask.
I was chased by a pig one time. Yeah.
Get chased by a pig.
Yeah.
How do you get chased by a pig?
Listen, I'm telling you, when you guys say things like random, like, listen, my life is an adventure.
Like I think we need to write a book, like the adventures of Aaron and Ed.
Oh, so
Because it's
so we grew up in Fullerton, And my dad was from Ohio. His
Chased
family's
by
from
a pig.
Ohio, and they lived in Fullerton. But they were very big when they were growing up in like, I guess it was called like the 4-H or whatever. I don't know. It was basically like
Yeah, the
you know,
4-H.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, like I never really knew.
Yeah,
what
those
it
are
was.
from the fairs where they bring show
Right.
pigs and stuff. Yeah.
So I guess that's what they did growing up, and so God, I don't even know how old I was. I don't know, whatever, early teenager, maybe 12, 13, something like that. So my uncle, he got a pig farm or had like some pigs for 4-H, and we were over there one day, like in Fullerton, and we went to go see them and stuff, and he like opened the cage, and he's like, oh yeah, and that mother, he looked at me. I looked at him and was like, I don't like where this is going, right? And so at one point I decided, like, I don't know,
I'm gonna run for it.
somewhere in my head is like, I don't like this. Like, I got to get out of here, right? Like, you know, when your instincts kick in, like, I'm in a bad spot. I got to go.
Fight or flee, and yours was flee.
So I fled for no real reason, but the pig was just looking at me. And that pig was like, oh, you won't go. So I think the pig thought that we were going to play a game called Chase Down the Aaron. So as I'm booking it around like this feeding areas of that pig, like this pig is chasing me.
The pig pen.
The pig pen. The
You're
pig pen.
running around the pig
I
pen.
mean, I am being chased by this thing, and I think I've like jumped, like I think I fell over a fence finally, and like I got out of the way, but I thought that pig was gonna eat me. Oh yeah, I was, and that, I mean, it was a big.
Did it
burly
almost
pig.
catch you?
Yeah, get it, damn near, yes. Yeah, that pig was faster than I thought, and I thought I was moving, and that pig closed the gap fast.
So Porky was catching you.
That's like, it would just imagine like we're on a football field and I start at like the 40 and I got to get to the end zone. So I got to cross over at midfield and I got to go another 50 yards, right?
Right.
And like Tyreek Hill gets to start at the goal line.
Right.
Like, and he has to chase me down before I get to the opposite goal line. Like,
Right.
He's going to do it. Right. It's just a matter of when, right? That's how it was kind of like that pig was at the goal line. I was on the 40. I was like, I got this.
You didn't.
I ran out of bounds at the 5. I took everyone out with me. Yeah, I was chased by a pig. Yeah. Pigs are scary.
How can you be scared of a pig? How can you get chased by a pig?
They're fast. They're faster than they think. They can move.
I didn't know they were that fast.
Yes, I'm telling you, they are. Don't get into a race with a pig.
I'm not gonna try.
I've been in some dangerous spots.
So what are we gonna go over with this now that we're done with our pig story and getting run over by cars and all the wonderful things that happen? What are we gonna do for this training this week?
So I think the brilliance of it is it gives us an opportunity, one, to give back and help, because we've been getting a lot of questions, right? Like I joked about putting like one of those like meat market toll things, like take a number in front of the office door, because a lot of people come in and ask you because you've been in the industry for so long. And
well, they ask you too, because you're doing a lot of stuff on social media.
Yeah, and I think like our office gets a lot, which is good. You know, it's fun to be able to give back and help people out to a degree. You know, we don't want to give away all of the good sauce, right? But I think this will allow us to go out and take some agents. Like think about when you first got into the industry. I think about like when I first got into the industry is like I was fortunate to have a great platform to jump off of and to be able to give that back, but show some of these agents like the right way to go about business, because some of them, like, they come in and they stare at the blank wall. They don't know how to script practice, or they spend so much time going over scripts or your business card or this or that. Like they spend, like the old paralysis by analysis. So I think the training is to be like, free up their mind a little bit, help them put a plan in place, help them kind of vent a little bit, ask some questions that happen in the real world. Because, like when you go take your license test, it's all paperwork. The old famous thing is like, how many times have you had to tell somebody how many square feet in an acre? Right? Like you don't. I know you have
560.
There you go. 43,560. Right?
I have that memorized.
It doesn't come up that much in everyday real estate. So I think this is an opportunity with Real Estate 101 to give them real life experience of how the world of real estate works, how to navigate the system the best that they can.
But there's one thing that you say there a lot, that you mentioned a couple times and now in your little Discord about what we're going to do, and you mentioned scripts. And I wanna say we don't use them. Right? We consider conversations, right? You need to have dialogue with people. And I think now with this whole NAR settlement, they're saying, dialogue and conversations. Well, we've been proponents of that I've been a proponent for 20 years. You've been a proponent since you've been in it.
Right.
Where we don't necessarily as a group practice what to say, because the conversations lead us into where they need to go to service the client properly.
Yeah, I 100%. And that's when I stopped doing script practice at a certain point and I started dialogue practice, because I remember getting to the point where when I was doing script practice and somebody was like, we were role playing, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what I would say in this case. She's like, no, you have to say this. I was like, why? Well, in scripts, this is what we practice. This is the best way to do it. Like, said who? Like, right? Like there are so many ways to get a job done, right?
Right.
And it's like, so why does it have to be? I'm a firm believer is that the style that you bring into real estate or any job, or it's all about, it has to fit your style. Our styles are very similar. I think that's why we work well together. We're family guys. We're sports guys. We like to laugh. We like to have the good time.
Yep.
We like to get run over by cars. We like to,
get chased by pigs.
We like to get chased by pigs, fall in the road. Like we can laugh. Like we're here to have a good time. Like I don't think there's anybody that would disagree that our office is the most energetic office in there. We're laughing. We're having a good time. But we're closing deals. Right. And so I think that you have to know, and I think this is where I would go with scripts, is that you have to go through the scripts initially. You have to understand what the concept is and what the meaning behind the scripts is really trying to get you to do. Then you use you kind of have that information, and then you use it to fit your style, right? I'm more of a passive relationship building on the phone. I'll have a phone call with somebody that I don't know for 15 minutes. You'll be off the phone in 3 minutes and have an appointment set. I'll be 15 minutes in there, and then when I drop off the groceries today, we'll set the appointment, right? Like different styles for different folks. But it's like you have to know where you're going. You have to have a plan, but you have to have honest and good dialogue, or else I think that's where people get.
My favorite script.
It didn't work.
My favorite script.
I know.
My favorite.
2 words. It's the 3 little words there.
Yeah. How can I help?
It might be 4. How can I help? All right, we're up to 4 now.
Yep.
Right.
That's the key, right? How can I help? Because at the end of the day, that's what we do, right? We're here to educate clients. We're here to help them achieve their goals. They're not our goals, right? It's their goal. What do they want? What are they looking for? Are they looking for house to build a home in? Are they looking for an investment property? Are they looking for a second home? I mean, you're helping somebody who's out of state now. They just invested in their first. They're going to be investing in their second property. Like, we're here to help people do whatever they want to do in real estate. Sometimes we tell them, hey, you know what? Now's not the time to sell.
Right.
And then sometimes it's, okay, now's a good time because we can look for something else for you. So it all depends on what they want. And I think that's the key to what we do, I think maybe differently than a lot of people, is we don't have our why in it. Our why is irrelevant to everything.
Right.
Your why as a client or somebody we speak to or as a friend is way more important than our why.
Well, yeah, you're 100% right, because I think that more now than ever, it's been showcased that there are a lot of agents that it's all about them. And I think that's what gives people out there that are looking to buy and sell homes kind of that bad taste in their mouth about hiring an agent. Oh, you're all the same. No, we're not all the same. Like you buy cars every day, and there's always that, used car salesman, right? But there's good salesmen. There's good car salesmen out there, right? There's good, there's good police officers. There's bad police officers. There's good and bad of everything you do. And those agents that go out there and are all about themselves, they give us a bad name, because like you said, we've told clients, walk away from this deal, step away from it. Understanding what we've laid out in the strategic plan, this no longer fits. It's time to walk away and let's find a new one. Where I think you see other agents that's like, oh yeah, no, like let's keep it together. No, it'll be fine. Like it'll be like, and then once they're done, they don't talk to those people. They don't see those people. It's like, don't care. I got my money. I'm out.
Right.
Right. And that's why some of those people are in and out of the industry in 6 months, a year. But you look at the long term, the high producing teams, the individuals, they start to kind of have those traits in common a little bit of understanding people's big why.
Yep. All right, buddy, let's try not to get chased by a pig and get run over this week.
I think you would think those would be fairly easy goals.
Not for us.
We'll find out by Monday.
And Operation Key Influencer?
Yes.
In full effect.
If you can, go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe, anything you can do for Operation Key Influencer.
Yes,
over here.
we're going to need that. Have a good one.